I'm after been looking into Ireland's round towers, and if you go on the internet and say which is the oldest round tower in Ireland, it'll come up and they'll say they were built in the Middle Ages, the oldest one was built around 900. It's absolute bollocks, because there's records of people attacking towers in the 700s, but also if you read the book of Tephi, the island of the round towers, that was written, Tephi came to the island of the round towers in around 400 BC, before Christ. So that's clearly you're being lied to there, or else because of the round towers and the fact that when the round towers were established that we weren't inside the Archon reality. I'm assuming that carbon 14 and carbon 12 are a byproduct of the Archon reality, and that's probably when around the time when the towers were broken and the force field that was used from the towers, and that's when carbon 14 and carbon 16 started coming in, or some stuff like that. It may because of the different reality, because what happens is we're in an Archon reality now because of the liquid mercury and the pyramids. There's lakes of liquid mercury, and they are like a virus on a computer program. You shall not lift a tool upon a stone and call it an altar to the Lord. So underneath them is the mercury, and when you take a tool upon a stone, you pollute it. So Ireland never had any idolatry like that, but it did have round towers full of rock salt, Himalayan pink salt and table salt. Salt was what they paid the soldiers with. Salt is what disperses negative energy. So in a lot of the tales, they could never find this island. They could never find Ireland. And then eventually when Patrick did turn up to the Hill of Tara, Satan's Patrick, King Callahan, Athelstan after the Khan, King Arthur, turned around and said to him, King David, why have you come here to change the old ways? But in all the old tales, no one could find the island. So I'm 90% sure that they're lying to us anyway. 99.9% sure. But is it a vast conspiracy, including all the archaeologists in this country? Or did nobody age on the island because of these salt towers and because of the fact that there was no idolatry? And that's the reason why a lot of the archaeological findings on the earth are fucked up, because carbon 14 is a byproduct of the Archon reality, and it doesn't exist in the original reality. So they're saying, oh, we dated this carbon 14, but it never really adds up when people look right into it. So I'm just assuming, it's just occurred to me that because time was different, the stories of Finn McCool and a woman coming from the land of eternal youth and bringing them back and stuff like that, but time was different in those days. So is carbon 14 a byproduct of the Archon fake reality, and does it exist in the original reality? And is carbon 14 only even, because carbon 14 is supposed to break down after 1 million years into carbon 12, but they're finding dinosaur bones with loads of sticky stuff in them, loads of goo and all inside them, and carbon 14 is still present. But by all accounts, carbon 14 has to break down into carbon 12 in 1 million years, and there should be no carbon 14 left whatsoever inside dinosaur bones, but they're finding it all over the place. They're finding it everywhere. So what we're looking at now is a fake consciousness that was brought about by the computer virus that is temples, mosques, synagogues, idolatries, Buddhas, Virgin Marys. All of these things are all idolatry. So they bring about a false cursed reality. So is carbon 14 a byproduct of that, and did it exist before? And is any of the dating accurate that these alleged scientists and experts, quote unquote experts, because they're telling you on the internet, yeah, go on, they're telling you in the internet, Google it, that the round towers are Middle Ages things, but all of the writings and the books are saying they're not. Psalm 61 talks about the rock and the high tower. That's casual. There's loads of books that talk about the round towers. The book of tephi talks about the round towers in 400 BC. And there's other writings around the world that talks about the round towers. So how come the carbon-14 is telling a different story? Well, there's only one reason. And it's the simple reason. And it's what the Bible is saying. That of course happens. And that when you build idolatry, you step into another dimension. And that's the dimension where Cain, Gilgamesh, Quetzalcoatl, Satan, all of these fuckers, Lilith and all, they come and get you. In that reality, that's the one we're in now. So if we pull down all the churches, build up the round towers, put the salt inside them, then we are free from the Archon reality, and we won't become din-dins for Quetzalcoatl. But you can only get away with that for so long, building temples and towers, and then all of a sudden one day, when you least expect it, yeah, din-dins. There's a great slaughter. It says it over and over again in the Bible, so many warnings, but nobody pays any attention. So, has anybody looked into that? Why is the carbon dating not matching the writings? Is it because they're lying pieces of shit into the Dan and apartheid government, which is probably or is it because of the carbon-14 and they don't really know what they're looking at, and it takes someone like me to point it out to them and they don't like it because I haven't got all the ABCs in front of me now. When I went to see the shaman of the Navajo and all, I told him what was happening. I had to speak to him truthfully, and he says, the white man, he came and we gave my children A, B, C's and D's and told us they were no good and they were going to hell, and that my ancestors, they gave me this bag of medicine to heal the children and so on and so forth. So now you have A, B, C, D's. I'm supposed to have ADHD and I'm supposed to have all of these other things, but the academics, they have all of these things in front of their name, but as far as I can see, they don't know their arse from their elbow. So could you point this phone at me for a second? Hold on, don't touch the top. That's where your arse is. That's where your elbow is. Put that in your fucking report. Carbon-14.